I just read 5 books that really pull back the curtain on influencers, MLMs, and trad wife culture. We have a trad wife with millions of followers and a secret that could really destroy her. Then we have a missing influencer, a family murder, and a journalist caught right in the middle. Another book has sisters lured into a pyramid scheme that turns deadly. There's a cozy mystery with a mom who's up against killer MLM drama. And I know this one is a bit odd, but we have a cosmic romance where influencer fame meets UFO conspiracy. But after I share all 5 books, I'll tell you which ones I think are absolute must-reads. The first book is The Trad Wife's Secret by Leanne Child. Now, before going into this one, I was really thinking, okay, trad wife aesthetic, which we can see on the cover, big Montana homestead, Instagram perfect sourdough. There's something about trad wives and sourdough that really get me. Sun hats and just things that might get a bit weird. So I was expecting Stepford wife with a serrated knife and all kinds of messy things. And I will say this book really delivered on like checking those boxes for me when it comes to the trad wife aesthetic. So in The Trad Wife's Secret, we follow Madison. She's a perfect wife, or at least that's the way it seems to her millions of followers. And of course, her days are spent baking bread, picking fresh vegetables, watching her children play in the fields, serving dinner to her husband. Like, it kind of feels like a Pinterest fantasy, but hey, it works for her. But here's the thing. It's all a lie. So just this perfect porch and the sunsets in the evenings, this flawless marriage, all this curated content, everything behind the scenes is an absolute dumpster fire. Things are actually much darker there. And we slowly start to see just how far Madison is willing to go to keep her brand intact. Let me tell you, this one is so addictive. The pace is fast. The twists come hard and fast. And the commentary on trad wife influencer culture, juicy. It really gave me that perfect mix of reality TV level drama and the real world kind of creepy factor, So it really worked for me, and I consider myself a reality TV connoisseur, so, it worked for me. But here's the thing, just like my favorite housewives shows, if you're not careful, reality TV can get a bit soap opera-ish, especially when you have housewives who used to work in the industry or who had aspirations of, being on the big screen, but it didn't work out. So in the case of this book, some of the twists felt soap opera-ish, but honestly, look, if you're here for the subtlety, you're really in the wrong genre. This is for people who love messy, unput-downable thrillers with the big, oh no, they did that kind of moment. If you're willing to just look past, the niceties, I think you'll have fun with this one. Next up, I want to talk about Everyone is Lying to You by Joe Piazza. Now, here's the thing. I have read Joe Piazza before, and we always get that smart, snappy fiction. So I went into this one kind of expecting influencer drama with a side of mystery. I was kind of hoping for, when that old college friend you haven't spoken to in forever, or even high school friend, just suddenly slides into your DMs and then things start to get really strange. That was the vibe I was going for. And, we kind of get a bit of that here. In this one, Everyone is Lying to You, we meet Lizzie. Lizzie's a journalist stuck in career limbo, and she reconnects with her former best friend Bex, who is now rebranded as Rebecca. She has 6 children, a rich husband, that real influencer lifestyle with that shiny filtered existence. So now Bex, or should I say Rebecca, invites Lizzie to Mom Bomb, which is kind of this conference for female influencers. So they catch up, they drink, secrets are hinted at, and the next morning, Rebecca and her children are missing, and her husband is dead, mind you. So what happens is Lizzie, the journalist, is like chasing the truth. She's like, what is going on? And she starts going down this labyrinth of influencer politics, brand deals, people willing to monetize anything and do anything for that brand deal. So what I loved about it is that it's dark and it's gossipy, but it really nails how quickly tragedy gets commodified online. Plus the friendship dynamic has real depth. But I will say, I think the author tried to pack in one twist too many in this one. You try to put too much into one little thing. However, if you love those layered mysteries with that influencer backstabbing, I think it really delivers and it just nails that sweet spot. So the next book, I don't have a physical copy. I read that one on my Kindle, but I'll put a cover up here. It's El Dorado Drive by Megan Abbott. Now, I'm familiar with Megan Abbott, and I love that she has this ability to really make suburban life feel really sinister. So here, I was really expecting that Desperate Housewives meet true crime, MLM scandal, and of course, just a really unsettling setting. So in this one, right, it really gets dark because it involves family, because we have three sisters who are all financially struggling, and they get swept into this thing called the Wheel, which is an all-female circle of giving, and that's basically a pyramid scheme. It just has really good branding. So it starts off as this women supporting women. It quickly turns into that high-pressure recruitment, salesy, secrecy, and just really obsessed set of people. So the book follows one of the sisters, right, who has the most doubts, but we see her kind of getting pulled deeper in. But then she has her niece who's watching from the sidelines, who's kind of looking at the sideways saying, you know what? Something is going on here. Now, I really liked just how it was written. The prose was sharp, it was tense. The sisters' dynamics are chef's kiss. The whole MLM setting just felt so scarily real. And I have to ask you, like, sidebar, have you ever gone to one of these MLM things before? I was like in my early 20s. I was fresh out of uni and had a really good friend. And, you know, I'd go to her house, she'd come to my house. And she told me, oh, hey, her husband at the time was wanting to have like a dinner party and stuff. And they were going to have some folks over and stuff like that. He's been working on this new thing and he's really excited to tell us all about it. So, of course, I'm like, yeah, you know, I want to support my friend and her husband and this new thing. So anyways, I go over for dinner and he was pitching this whole MLM thing in a way. I don't want to say what the product is, but it's like you buy this product and then I think he gets commission because one, he signed me up and then I bought the product. And then if I sell the product to other people, then I get a percentage from what they're selling. And it just, you know, it goes on and on and on and on. Long story short, that thing did crash out. He also didn't stay with it forever. But I realized these people are ruthless. They're relentless. They will ask any of their family members, any of their friends to kind of sign up and join into these things. And I'm telling you, these things ruin friendships. Now, it never ruined our situation, but I can see how that can happen easily because they're very aggressive. And then the friend that you know and the person you know, they bring someone who kind of recruited them in. And odds are they are more savage with the sales of it all. So it's like they're also pressuring your friend and then your friend is kind of pressuring us. And I'm looking at that stuff sideways. So yeah, you know, I'm very cautious about stuff like that. I really am. But anyways, getting back to the book and the fact that the MLM bits felt very scarily real, it's also as much about family loyalty and betrayal as it is about the scam itself, which also made it even more real. Because again, now you're getting family involved. I will say though, it is more character driven than scam driven. So if you want everything revolving around MLM, this probably isn't the book for you. But if you want a slow burn psychological unraveling, then yes, you know, get this one. The third MLM book I want to share with you is The Game is Afoot by Elise Bryant. Now, there is a book that came before this one that I really enjoyed. It's called It's Elementary. I absolutely adored it. So, you know, I highly recommend you picking up that one if you love this one too. Now, before going into this one, I already knew I wanted that cozy mystery energy, but I wanted this new MLM angle, but something a little lighter after the drama of all the others. But of course, still poking fun at just the whole MLM thing. And in this case, wellness hustle culture. So we have our main character, Mavis. Mavis is a divorced mom and a part-time detective in her own life. And she gets pulled into investigating the death of her daughter's soccer coach, hence the cover. When her ex-husband becomes the prime suspect, she now has to get involved into the whole world of PTA politics and school drama and all the moms and things. But here's the kicker. The suspicious wellness products being sold by fellow moms is also at the heart of things too. I just really enjoyed how witty this is. It's quick paced. I love the laugh out loud moments in this one too. And I have to say, the author has a great knack for observational humor, especially as it relates to modern parenting flirting, and small community gossip. So that just really resonates with me so heavy. But I will say, if you want something dark and broody, this isn't the one for you. But if you're okay with your MLM takedown coming with a side of cozy mystery fun and charm, this one really is a winner. Okay, so the last book I want to share with you, we're going a bit left, okay, but work with me. And the book I want to share with you is Love at First Sighting by Mallory Marlowe. Now, I will admit, honestly, I wasn't sure how this would kind of fit the theme. I didn't know where this was going because it's romance, it's not thriller, but we do have a social media influencer at the center. So I figured, you know what, this could be our sweet treat. This could be our pudding after all the dark main courses that I shared before. Now, in this one, we have Elle Martin, who is this glamorous LA influencer who unexpectedly captures footage of a UFO. Then enters this agent named Carter, who's kind of like that charming Men in Black vibes, but man in black in this case, who's here to investigate and who knows, maybe, give a little flirt. So as this alien mystery deepens, so does their connection, and we really get this funny blend of rom-com banter, but also light suspense too. I really loved how light and quirky and self-aware about influencer culture this book was, but it really didn't get too cynical or too in the weeds. So I kind of think this book is a perfect palate cleanser after heavy reading. Now, with that in mind, if you want something deep with social commentary, influencer culture really heavy, I don't think this one will scratch the itch. But if you're cool with something fun and flirty and just kind of to wrap things up like I am doing with this video, then I think, again, this is a good, light, fluffy treat. All right, so there's my stack of influencer, MLM, and trad wife themed reads. I gave you some dark thrillers, even a cozy mysteries, to a rom-com with a twist. Now, if I had to pick must reads, sticking with the theme, I would say go with the Trad Wife Secret for the jaw-dropping factor, El Dorado Drive for the slow burn and the psychological tension, but then Everyone is Lying to You for the perfect influencer gossipy meets mystery vibe. But of course, now I want to hear from you. Let me know in the comments which of these would you pick up first, and also dish on the tea. I mean, do you secretly love reading about like social media, influencers, reality TV stars, and just all the messy gossipy things? I mean, this is a safe space. So share your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to hear from you, but also let me know if there are any books that you've read that are influencer heavy, MLM heavy, scammers, all the things. Let me know your thoughts. Let's swap book recommendations, but also let me know what other topics you'd like me to share next. Now, if you're in the mood to keep things going, I have a few videos that I think are worth checking out. I'll include links in the video's description, or you can just click through here on screen. So watch that next video, but also subscribe and hit that notification bell so you're the first to know what's new when I go live and when new videos are uploaded. Thanks for watching. Talk to you soon.